Welcome. Here we're going to discuss how to multiply and divide numbers in scientific notation. Now, it's possible that your calculator will do this for you, although sometimes when the numbers are very large, the calculator will be sad, depending on whether your calculator whether it will perform scientific notation. But if you're asked to do it by hand, then of course you need to do it by hand. So that's what this video is about, how to do multiplying and dividing in scientific notation by hand. So I will begin with, of course, an example. So let's consider 26,000 times 3,500,000. So the first step is I'm going to write both of these numbers in scientific notation. So 26,000, in order to convert to scientific notation, I'm going to count how many places I need to move my decimal. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll end up with 2.6, and the counting, the 4, tells me what the exponent should be on my 10. So 2.6 times 10 to the 4th, the 3.5 million. Again, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be 3.5 times 10 to the 6th. Remember that when we have very large numbers, we have a positive exponent. So when I'm moving my decimal place to the left, I end up with a positive exponent. Very small numbers, very small decimals, give us a negative exponent. All right, so now I'm looking to multiply these two things together. So I have 2.6 times 10 to the 4th times 3.6. Oh, sorry, 3.6. I have that wrong. It should be 3.5, yes? 3.5 times 10 to the 6th. Now, because this is all multiplication, we can actually consider this to be two problems. The first part is going to be the numbers multiplied by each other, and the second component is going to be these 10 to the 6th, these exponents is going to be the second component. So I can rewrite this as 2.6 times 3.5 times 10 to the 4th times 10 to the 6th. And this is the same, it's equivalent. And remember, when we are multiplying two things, and they both have the same bottom number, the same base, here the example is 10, we add the exponents in order to get the answer. So I'll multiply 2.6 by 3.5, I'll use my calculator for that, and end up with 9.1. And then the 10 raised to the 4th times 10 to the 6th, well, 4 plus 6 is 10, so that becomes 10 to the 10th power, and that is my final answer in scientific notation. We do something very similar when we do examples with division, but let's go ahead and do one so that we can see what's going on. I would like to do 45,000 divided by 0.0018. What is this? Once again, the first thing I will do is convert both numbers into scientific notation. So 45,000, I'm going to move my decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So this is 4.5 times 10 to the 4th, because that's how many places I moved. Now I know that the 0.0018, I know this is going to have a negative exponent because it's a very small number. And I'm going to be moving my decimal place to the right instead of to the left. So 1, 2, 3. So I end up with 1.8 times 10 to the negative 3. All right, now I can go ahead and proceed with my division. So I'll write them stacked. I'll do 4.5 times 10 to the 4th. Divided by 1.8 times 10 to the negative 3. And again, we can consider these as two problems because everything's multiplying and dividing. Remember that PEMDAS, we have some special rules when we have subtraction and addition, but when everything's being multiplied and divided, we can do it and we can switch things around, switch their order around, because multiplication and division have the same equality in the order of operations in PEMDAS. So I can consider this to be 4.5 divided by 1.8 times 10 to the 4th divided by 10 to the 3rd. So 4.5 divided by 1.8, I'll use my calculator for that, it's actually 2.5. And then remember, when we divide exponents, we take the base, which in this case, because it's 10 for both, we're allowed to do this, and we subtract the exponents. So I have 4 minus negative 3. So be very careful about the negatives. We have to keep that negative in front of that 3. Remember that 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 2 negatives do make a positive. So I'm going to end up with 2.5 times 10 to the 7th, because 4 minus negative 3 is positive 7. And that is my final answer. Thank you so much for watching.